You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't know if everybody else is gonna be ready. What happens when I make this video and everybody starts to overanalyze it and starts to try to think about what I'm doing? Because there's a lot that I have to cover. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to pull up a seat and get to it. I needed to make a thank you video, but I also needed to announce a lot of exciting things. In this video, I wanna cover just a little bit about that because what I really wanna talk about is what I can't talk about, which is what I'm going to announce in January of this year. And forget about what I'm gonna announce in January, it's all the other things. So at the end of this video, I'll give you an idea of the first major announcement that we're gonna make. And then there's a lot of other things that are coming down the pipe because as I sit here and I truly, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank everyone who has supported us, not just in the last year, but in the last 10 full years that we have been in business, because it has led me to make these major changes. There's a reason I'm sitting where I'm sitting right now. Right over there, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I think it was, I started recording videos for the first time. And shout out to Nick and the Bancum podcast crew. They helped me with my first set of videos. We recorded them right over there. Those guys are doing great things. Go check them out now. Actually, Nick, you can find them at El Vecino, which is Ariete Hospitality Group's new concept. El Vecino, best burger in Miami. I have it almost before every single Heat game that I go to. But I digressed. We're here to talk about being thankful for 2023. 2023 on record is one of the slowest years transaction-wise since 2008. But 2023 gave me an opportunity to survey everything, to look at everything we had done, to think about where we had come from, to think about what happened. And I don't think I can announce everything that I want to do without explaining to you how I got here or why we're doing what we're doing or what we're about to do, because I need to explain to you how this all started so you understand why I am the way I am when it comes to our decision making. Back in 2012, I worked for another firm, and let's just say I was not satisfied with the way things were done, and I decided I would go a different way. I decided to incorporate law offices of Jonathan J. Alfonso, and in January of 2013, we started with a virtual office, and actually Carolina, my now partner, was my first temporary employee. She had just graduated from law school back then, and she just worked for me a couple hours a week. And the business plan was meticulous. It was thought out, it was lengthy. People were so proud of it because my business plan was, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna find individuals, companies, institutional groups that needed help with real estate, and I was gonna figure out how to add value to them. And if I could not add that value, I would not take them on as a client. That was the business plan. And the way it was met with, as somebody in my family so aptly told me, you are a dumbass, go get your job back. And that's always stuck in my head because I've never forgotten that. I've always remembered in the back of my mind that whenever I am told I am crazy, I am a dumbass, what are you doing? You're probably on to something, because that is where change happens. Nothing happens in the realm of comfort. Nothing happens when things are going rosy. Things have to be uncomfortable. And let's face it, 2023 was a year of uncomfort, which really comes after a full-blown, since 2020, 3 years of just constant evolving madness when it comes to the world and specifically the real estate market. Going back to 2013 when we decided to launch that was just the North Star. The North Star has always been, if we can't help people, we weren't going to interject ourselves, and we were strictly limited to real estate related matters. That was very important to me because at the end of the day, I always understood the same way I'm talking to you all right now, and I'm trying to open up and I'm trying to tell you who we are and why we do things. It's a relationship business. And if we can't add value to a relationship, we probably shouldn't be in it, and we need to get out. And we launched Law Office of Jonathan Alfonso, and we started with some institutional clients. Back then it was in the auction game, and we did well. In 2015, we leased the current location where I'm sitting right now. There was none of these walls behind me. There was nothing here. There was just what I called Wynwood in Westchester, and I loved it. And we immediately snatched it up, we built it out, and we took over this side right here. At that time, we rebranded as Title Answers. So while many people will say, well, Title Answers has only been incorporated since 2015, realistically, this journey is a 10-year journey, and it's had iterations. The idea for Title Answers is when we moved into this space. Because at that time, I realized it was no longer about me. If I really wanted to service clients, if I wanted to scale, if I wanted to grow, it couldn't be about me. It couldn't be tied to my name. It needed to be about what we were building, which was something bigger than me. It was about creating that ecosystem that could service clients properly. Fast forward, in 2017, we actually bought the building. So we solidified, we planted our roots that we weren't going anywhere, and we ended up keeping the whole building. I am in one side of the building, the other half of the building is on the other side, and initially, obviously we did not own it, now we do, and now we occupy it. Starting in 2019, I started traveling. We had started social media a year prior, we started recording videos, and I started to realize that what's happening in the real estate industry is that everything was consolidating, everyone was integrating, everyone was becoming more full service, teams were taking over. That was the first time I traveled the United States going to different conferences. I went to Inman, I went to Tom Ferry. I eventually signed up and became a Tom Ferry client because I realized there was a lot of collaboration going on in the industry outside of Miami. It was something I had not seen before. And it was the birthplace of Portal Real Estate, which was my idea of what if we could have a team of agents also that could service clients and I can help train those agents. Instead of doing what I was doing before, which was spot training some agents, what if I could create a hub and I could train a team and I can help them? And in 2020, we launched that in February, right before all the madness happened. And then it was off to the races after that. We launched it, we launched a team. I had agents come on board and we grew fast. In 2021, we were off to the races. 2022 was an incredible year. And then 2023, everything leveled off. And we started to survey, and I had a little bit of time to finally think and look at everything and see everything with a clearer picture. And I can't tell you right now when I'm sitting here, I'm so thankful because I have to get the final tally. And actually, after recording this video, we're gonna tally the family, how many families Portal has helped. But I know that it's in excess of 250 something families, all right, in the last pretty much 2.5 years that we've done it. And we're so thankful to every one of you that has allowed us to come to assist you, because in addition to that, Title Answers independently also helped a bunch of families, and that was run by Carolina and the team, and that was independent of me. They were doing the majority of the work, and now I have these different ecosystems, and 2023 made me realize that I need to figure out how to plan and how to create the next 10 years, because the reality is this has all been going on for 10 years. The North Star has always remained the same. How do we assist customers? And one thing that I started to realize is if we're going to continue to scale, if we're going to continue to adapt, how are we going to respond to AI, for example? How are we going to incorporate it? It's coming for the industry, and we need to be able to figure out how to incorporate it. What are we going to do about all the lawsuits in the industry? No matter what anyone says out there, I am telling you right now, change is coming for real estate. It's coming with AI, it's coming with these lawsuits. The way we transact will be there. And the same thing that happened 10 years ago, when I saw a change in the industry, when I didn't like how things were being done and I decided to go on my own, when I decided to embark on this journey, I saw everything coming and I decided that I was not going to sit still. I was not going to just sit here and allow it to happen. I see everything that is happening. I don't want to say clearly, but I want to be prepared, and I want everybody in my ecosystem to be prepared. And most importantly, I want to be able to provide our clients an advantage. I want our clients to be ahead, and I don't want to be the guy that says, well, let's see what happens. No, this past year, I have been planning all of the moves and reacting to some things in order to make the moves. And numerous times I have heard one of my favorite things that I love to hear. You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You're a dumbass. There's nothing I love hearing more than that, because it makes me realize that we are on the right path. We are thinking outside the box. We are thinking how to grow. We are thinking, how do we capitalize on opportunities? How do we position ourselves? Which is why the first big announcement that I am going to make today on this video is that Portal Real Estate will no longer exist. At least not in its current form. Portal Real Estate was an independent brokerage. It was my brainchild. And the reality is that I have realized now, if you notice, even the team operates under the Portal team, because once again, it was never about me. It was about creating that ecosystem where agents could thrive. I didn't want it tied to myself. I wanted to provide others an opportunity. And the reality is, with everything that's going on in this industry, and forget about what's going on in the industry, what's going on in Miami, which is where we operate from, with everything going on in Miami, we need to have more resources. we need to be in a larger platform, and I need to dedicate the majority of my time to assisting our agents and clients in making sure that we are ahead of the market. Realistically, with the amount of time that I have as a broker owner, it makes no sense for me anymore. From a lawsuit perspective, from an operations perspective, to spend any of my time dealing with minutia that I could hand off to somebody else, where instead I can focus my time on our clients and our agents. That being said, in the coming weeks, I will announce where Portal Real Estate is going to land. It's going to be exciting for our clients. Nonetheless, it's going to be met with some wows. And the reality is those wows are going to wow the clients, because our clients and our agents are going to be better served. We're going to have the opportunity to have a nationwide platform. We're going to have the opportunity to have a lot more resources, and all of this is going to benefit our clients, because at the end of the day, that is my North Star. If I can't put our clients in a better position, there's no point in me doing that. Now, in addition, I'm going to announce other things, because next year I plan on launching Title Answers 2.0. Now, 2.0 will be the new, faster, leaner, more efficient version of our company, which will allow us to transact even faster. Because the reality is, everything that I am doing is for the speed of now. Given the way the market will be in the future, it's gonna operate faster, it's gonna operate quicker, and I need to make sure that my agents, my team, that everyone around here can move like that. That means incorporating an AI. That means incorporating the best tech stacks. That means making sure that we are a platform that can deliver quickly. And all of that will happen along with numerous changes. So once again, I come back to the beginning, which is I am immensely grateful to all of you who have trusted us over the last 10 years. In the end, this past year has given me a lot of time, and I've spent a lot of time with my two boys. I have a 5 and a soon-to-be 2-year-old now. Everything in my life revolves around recapturing time, and how can we recapture time? And I realized that I shouldn't be selfish with that. I also need to help my clients, my agents, all of my team recapture time, and we need to reinvent all of this. And if that means going back to the drawing board, if that means rethinking everything and launching these new concepts, then so be it. I don't know how many of you watch Chef's Table, but in one of the first episodes, it was one of my favorite episodes, and it's stuck with me ever since. The famous chef, Francis Malmon, has a story, and he talks about everything that he's done. One of the things that he brings up is he was a Michelin star chef, I believe, at the time. He had formed and built an amazing restaurant in Paris, and he decided after, I believe it was 4 years, to just shut it down. And everybody could not believe what he had done. And he brings up the story where he says, when you believe you are on top, that is the moment to walk away. I'm not walking away today, right now, but that story to me meant something, which means if you think you have it all figured out, then maybe you need to rethink it all and work on something else. And while I think we have done an amazing job here, the reality is the headwinds are coming, and for us to just sit still would be a disservice to my North Star, which is our clients, which is why I have made these announcements, we have made these decisions, and as a team in 2024, we are going to rebrand, we are going to grow, and we are going to align ourselves with new partners, all for the benefit of those of you who have trusted us all this time. So at this time, while I thank you and we celebrate the last 10 years, let's go build the next 10. I'll see you guys in 2024.